Alright guys, so today I'm going to be going through my top 10 favorite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time. I recently did this with LEGO City, and this is just my personal opinion. It is slightly based off of nostalgia. I did have a few of these sets, so maybe some of them moved up a little bit, but this is just my overall opinion on which LEGO Star Wars sets are the best. It is very hard to judge them considering, some of them have a lot more pieces, things like that, but pretty much all of these are going to be the bigger sets, obviously. If I'm going to be judging a top 10, it's only going to be the best. I did include a few honorable mentions, including the Jabba's Palace. Jabba the Hutt is actually one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, so that one. And then also, any of the Hoth sets, I like them, but I just can't put them on my list, mainly because when it comes to any type of set, I need there to be something substantial. It seems like with all the Hoth stuff, it's all like jumbled miscellaneous. So that's why I didn't include any of that crap. But we are getting to my top 10. Beginning with number 10, it is the Sandcrawler. This is the one from 2014, retiring at the end of 2016. It retailed for right around $300, and its current value, brand new, is sitting at $455. Used, it's $389. So since retiring, it has gone up in price. This is my current favorite Sandcrawler overall. I just think it looks the best. They've had multiple of them, like with most stuff in LEGO Star Wars, but that is my favorite one, and you get a lot of different minifigures there as well. Moving to number 9, it is the AT-AT. So this is going to be the only AT-AT on my list because there's like 5 or 6 different variations of it. When it comes to the one that I did pick, it is the one that costs $800. It is the Ultimate Collector Series 1 that released in 2021. It was really hard for me to pick which AT-AT I actually wanted to use. I was actually thinking about it. If I wanted to build a LEGO Star Wars display, I would probably want 4 or 5 AT-ATs. I mean, that would look pretty sweet. So this one, look, the interior of it is amazing. It's by far the best AT-AT they've ever done. I mean, obviously, it's the collector series. It costs $850. That's the main issue. I mean, you could get many of the other ones. I saw the other AT-ATs at around $200 or $300 used. So this is by far the best one. The inside of it, the overall height, it might actually be too big. I mean, it can never, listen, I was going to say something that was going to sound wrong. I'm not going to say that, but look, I like this AT-AT. It's the biggest one. It's the best one. It's the Ultimate Collector Series. This is a list of the top 10 Star Wars sets all time. We got to include the best one. Come on. So it comes in at number 9. Moving to number 8, it is the Battle of Endor. So maybe a little nostalgia here. I just love the overall base of this set. I don't know why. I understand there's not a lot to it. Maybe there's not a ton of pieces. Maybe, you could certainly make an argument. There are a few sets that are bigger that should be on this top 10 list that aren't, that should replace this one. But there is some nostalgia here with this one. This was one of my favorite sets when I was a kid, and I just loved the overall look of the base design, and it also does have a few different add-ons there. This one launched in 2009, and it was retired right at the start of 2012. It retailed at $100. That is crazy, man. I mean, obviously, some of this is inflation, but there's no way if they came out with a set like this now, it'd be like $149.99, I guarantee you. And currently, brand new, it's going for right around $300 on eBay. Used, it's sitting at $144. Whenever you're buying a LEGO set, it's always miserable to buy it used. Number 1, you're missing pieces, basically guaranteed. Number 2, you're not building it. Most likely, it's already coming built. Or you have the issue of they have it in like bags and stuff, which is even more of a problem. So I don't know, man. Buying Legos used, it's basically impossible unless, I don't know, unless this is the only time I would say it's good to buy stuff used. Let's say you have a set, like let's say you have an AT-AT and you want to get more, you want to get an army of AT-ATs. I would say that would be something that you could do. You know what I was thinking about doing? I'm probably not going to do it, but it would have been funny. This was a few years ago. I was going to buy a bunch of droids because they're so cheap, like 300 of them, and then have an Imperial Shuttle just behind it. I mean, that'd be pretty badass, let's be honest. But, yeah, getting back to this set, it is a nostalgia factor. It comes in at number 8 for me. Moving to number 7, it is the Betrayal at Cloud City, set number 75222. This is an expensive one. It is the Master Builder series releasing in 2018, so this is a more modern one. And it costs $349. I mean, that's a lot for this, man. So the overall look of this set, it's retired now, by the way. New, it costs about $650. The only problem I have, it just doesn't look complete, you know? Like, it looks like the Death Star, but missing 2 layers, you know? But it does have cool compartments. It's a lot of parts. I had to include it on my list, personally, at number 7. Moving to number 6, it is the Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon. I am talking about the one from 2007, retiring right before 2010. This was just my favorite Millennium Falcon. I understand there's probably been a newer one that's better that was recently released. This one cost $500 back when it was on shelves. Currently brand new, sealed. Actually, what is it called? Factory sealed? That's what it's called, yeah. Sealed in the box. It's going for $2,500. It is the ultimate OG, Ultimate Series Collector Lego Star Wars set. There's nothing else you can say. You've got to give it the respect. That's why I've got it on my list. Over 5,000 pieces. I mean, you could display this thing anywhere. Although I will say, people are like, what was the one thing? It might have been the Lego Titanic or something. Some dude was like, yeah, I'm going to display this in the living room. Yeah, I don't know about that one, dude. Like, even if I had a really nice Lego set and I had a house, there's no way I'm putting it in my living room, man. You gotta, let's not do that. That's a little bit much. But no, this is a set. I mean, you look at it, dude, even if you don't like Legos, you got to say this is gorgeous. I mean, these Lego Star Wars sets, they're just amazing to look at. So it comes in at number 6. Moving to number 5, it is the Imperial Star Destroyer. So obviously one of these was going to be on the list, and it recently retired at the end of 2022. It did retail for $700. It did retail for $700, and it's currently going brand new for just over $755. This is my favorite one. This is the best one. This is the newest one. You know, I understand if you built an earlier Star Destroyer, you probably have some nostalgia for that one. I personally didn't. When you take a look at the way this one was made, when I compared it to all the other ones, I like the extra little like a cockpit compartment of it on the top, and it is the best one with the stand and things like that. The most detailed one, the most pieces. It is very expensive, we understand that, but yeah, just overall the interior, how they did that. So for me, that one comes in at number 5. At number 4, it is the Imperial Shuttle. So I remember looking at this set. I was at some expo. This was probably like, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago, whenever this thing was still on shelves. They brought in they do these expos with Legos, and when I was into Legos, I went to one of them, and I remember seeing this, and I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing. I didn't get it. I was not a spoiled kid, guys. I can't just go into a freaking Lego store and say, Daddy, I want this, pay for it, it's $300. That wasn't happening. Maybe for my birthday, if I would have asked for it, that's a possibility. But I'm not walking into a Lego store when I'm 12 years old asking for this and getting it. And that's a little bit spoiled if you're doing that. I'm sorry. But this was a really, really impressive Ultimate Collector series. Overall, the wingspan on this thing, the white bricking, oh my god, it's beautiful. It has to be included on my list. I've got it at number 4. It did retire right at the start of 2013, and it currently is going on eBay, brand new factory sealed, for over $1,000, and used, it's still going for right around $670. Moving to number 3, this is the Death Star 2, the old Death Star. When was this thing? I'm going to look at the stats on this. Debuting in September of 2005, and it was off shelves right before 2008. It cost $270 when it was on shelves. Currently brand new, it's going for $2,500. Used, it's going for just under $1,000. This was a white whale for me, because this was really before my time. I was too young when this thing was on shelves. And you know when you're younger and everything seems like impossible to acquire? I remember seeing someone having this set, and it legitimately blew my mind. I was like, there's no way. How did you get that? You know, like, because it was retired. I mean, you can't get that. It costs too much money, but I never had this one personally. When I was younger, it always confused me because it looked like the set wasn't complete. That just the way it was designed with the one side being partially destroyed. So that's just a funny little story there. But yeah, this one, how old it is, if you've got a Lego Star Wars collection, this is an absolute must-have. Pretty much all of these are, but this one especially. It is the OG Death Star. At number 2, it is the other Death Star. The more I look at this, the more I think this is the GOAT. I'm sorry. I know I'm biased. This was my one big Lego set I got, back 10 years ago, 11 years ago when I was a kid. This thing launched. This is the one from 2008 to 2012. And it's so sad that Lego relaunched this with like a few little add-ons and a few extra minifigures. It just completely tarnished this legacy of a great Death Star that had all these different beautiful compartments. And this set was so big, I actually had to take the mattress off of my bed and actually because there's like a harder part under your mattress, and I built this set on like the harder part of my bedding, if that makes sense. I don't know. It was an interesting little setup I had, but I did build it. And I mean, this thing was the box of this thing, the girth. It was, I'm not going to say that, but listen, it was a big set. We'll leave it at that. And for me, maybe there is some nostalgia. You could certainly argue the Star Destroyer, any of them should be in front of this. You could argue the AT-AT should be in front of this. You could argue, another Death Star maybe should be in front of this. But for me, this might be the best. I've got it at number 2 because for me, the best all-time Star Wars set, it is the Ewok Village. And yes, I did tweet out about a month ago that I want to get this, but for me, I'm not going to buy it. It costs like $700. But listen, this is the thing. Imagine if you've got like 4 or 5 of these and you just put them all together and you combined them. Oh, with all the trees, dude. I don't know. It's just such an amazing looking set. It is part of the Ultimate Collector series releasing in 2013, and it was off shelves right before 2017 started. At brand new, it was going for $250. Currently, I guess that's not too bad. New, it's going for right under $500, the Ewok Village. This was a tough debate, but I just love the trees, the peacefulness of it overall, and it's just the idea. I don't know, I just like it. To me, it just looks really, really cool, so I had to go with that as my number 1 overall Star Wars set. This is just my personal opinion, Honestly, if I were to subjectively rank them, number 1 overall, I'm probably going Imperial Star Destroyer. It's just crazy, but just the way I think they look, I'm going to place this one at number 1. But guys, overall, those are my top 10 Lego Star Wars favorite sets of all time. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.